It was certainly a roller coaster. At first there was just disbelief. I remember being in, they were wheeling us to the birthing suite, and I thought, no, babies don't come at 31 weeks. We didn't know anyone that had a preemie baby, so it was such a shock at the beginning. And then it was a roller coaster. There was some really good moments and moments that I wouldn't change for anything, and then the tough moments that came with that as well. So initially when Alfie arrived, there was just, I suppose, the shock of it all happening, and then during his time in hospital, the gratitude for the medical staff, the disbelief, and you can't really believe it's happened to you. I suppose I remember feeling that, and also feeling such tight connections to the other families we made in the NICU rooms in particular. They were very kind of special bonds, and you'd check out, look after each other's babies and turn the alarms off when you needed to. So they were special bonds that we made. I think other emotions, though, I think that, the worry, I think, probably to this day you kind of feel that high alert, certainly being in medical settings, the alarms, you're used to being very vigilant to all of that noise, and you never know when they might need you. So I do feel like that's lived on. Yeah, I think we were a big support to each other. He was our first, so we didn't have too many other things to worry about. Our friends whisked the puppy away that we had at home so we could focus on Alfie. Both our families are back in the UK, so I was, I guess, on point for communication with them, but really we just had each other and good friends around us, cooking for us and dropping off treats and things like that. But really it was the two of us in hospital together during that time, supporting each other. And we went one day to the cafe and just had a normal brunch and made some rules together. Like there's no such thing as too much butter on bread in this period, and we wouldn't try and work out why this had happened, and we wouldn't blame anyone for this and things like that. It was important that we just set some ground rules for ourselves in that period. Everyone's journey is so different. Every day in NICU can be so different. You wouldn't know whether someone has had a really tough day with their baby's breathing or needing extra medication, and it wasn't a kind of progression. Not every day was better. So I think to really ask and be curious about someone's journey and how they're feeling each day, because I certainly had days that felt amazing, felt really special, and other days were really tough. We drank a lot of coffee, but for me work was a coping mechanism to continue doing something I loved, and balancing that with caring for Alfie. So for me, I found it particularly hard when you moved further away, because I'd be in the city for a meeting and then driving an hour down the beach road to be with him. So that was one of the ways I coped. And apart from that, we made sure we did get out together and have. We were up by Queen Vic Market, so we'd have lunch together. And although it doesn't feel like what you should be doing, but it was so beneficial to have those lunches together. We'd make sure we did spend that time together, escape the hospital every so often, and I guess reassure each other. We took it in turns to be really worried about being away from him, I suppose, and perhaps more than in a straight relationship to mums just wanting to smother him with love while he was in hospital. But we really did hold each other to account to have some time away from hospital, because it was so important to have that break. It's a lot to be in there every moment of the day, sometimes till 10, 11 at night, just going home for a few hours sleep. So we held each other account to have a break, and we'd nothing was off the table in terms of what we'd discuss with each other. I think other people not knowing what to say was really tough, and you go through such waves of emotion. There'd be no right answer for what they should say sometimes. So, friends joking about having free, you know, having a free nanny overnight. You know, at times that is what you want to hear and it's what you might tell someone, but at other times that's just, you know, like a dagger to the heart. You know, you don't want to be leaving your baby in hospital and you don't want to be driving away from them. So that was tough. So the relationships with others at that time and friends, yeah, knowing what to say to you was tough. To me, the actual toughest moment in the journey was when he moved hospitals. So he went from the Royal Women's down to Sandringham, and I was a mess that day. I just felt like he was too small to be, you know, bundled off in an ambulance, and I just felt like he shouldn't be going further away from home. He should be coming home. So yeah, I was a mess that day, driving like after the ambulance. I actually think we came out of the experience fairly strong. I think probably it's affected us in moments after his birth. I certainly became very anxious with him being passed. This was before COVID, but being passed around big groups of people. I just felt that he was so fragile and I felt very anxious about that. But I think through the experience we supported each other quite well and just felt immense gratitude. So I feel like it was actually very positive for our mental health in those initial weeks. I remember just everyone in the hospital being so amazing, and I just thought, you're all so amazing being here, being part of these stories.